Question 25. A car valued at $600,000 depreciates by 10% each year. What will be the value of the car at the end of 2 years? I would say this question can fit under compound interest, but in this case I'll call it compound depreciation because it's reducing in a compound way, and since it's reducing or depreciating at 10%, that's a constant, we can apply the compound interest formula, but rather than use a positive we use a negative. The formula can either be A equals P into open bracket 1 minus R close bracket T. Noting in this point that your R, which is your rate, you divide it by 100, or in some cases they write it as A equals P into open bracket 1 minus R over 100 close bracket T. Like the question says, the car is valued at $600,000 as our P represents $600,000. Then depreciates by 10% each year is a constant, our rate is 10%. And the last part of it says, what would be the value of the car at the end of 2 years? Our time is 2 years. With this, we can now know the amount or the value of the car after 2 years using the formula. So we have value of the car, which is A, equals $600,000 into open bracket 1 minus our R is 10 over 100 close bracket, our T is 2 to the power of 2. A equals 600,000 into open bracket 1 minus 10 divided by 100 to our calculator will give us 0.1 close bracket to the power of 2. However, A equals 600,000 into open bracket 1 minus 0.1 will give us 0.9 with our calculator to the power of 2. A equals 600,000 times 0.9 squared is 0.9 times 0.9. You have 0.81. The value of the car A is now 600,000 times 0.81 will give you $486,000. Our answer is C. Another way of solving question 25. Since it depreciates by 10% each year, let's say we're doing it the standard way. When you have first year is 10 over 100, that's 10% of that times 600,000 over 1. That gives us 0, 0 cancels 0, 0. So we'll be having 60,000. Since 10% is 60,000, it depreciated by 10%. To subtract that 60,000 from 600,000, that's 600,000 minus 60,000. That gives us 540,000 as for the first year. And taking 10% off this amount means we're left with 90%. Rather than do this process and subtracting, why not find for the first year 90% of 600,000? 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0. We'll be left with 6,000 times 90, which gives us $540,000. Now that we know that for the first year, either you find 10% of the money and subtract it from the whole and get 540. You can simply find 90% of the money since you've taken 10% off and get 540. For the second year, which is year 2, is still, we can just do it straight without finding 10% and subtracting it from 540. So we have 90% of 540,000, which will give you 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0. We'll be left with 5,400 times 90, which gives us $486,000, which gives us the same answer as that we got using compound depreciation formula method.